Okay, let's dive right in. If you're an aviation enthusiast, an av geek like me, then you know the deal. A flight is so much more than just getting from point A to point B. It's the whole experience. And today, we're doing a full deep dive on a really popular route, IndiGo's flight from the incredible Singapore Changi all the way down to Chennai in South India.
So what's it actually like flying one of Asia's busiest budget routes? Well, that's what we're here to find out. We're going to break down the entire journey, from the second we step into the terminal in Singapore, all the way to touchdown in Chennai.
All right, let's talk about the specs for this trip. We're on IndiGo, flying their Airbus A320neo, the one with those slick, super quiet new engines. The flight itself? It's about a 4-hour hop, covering just under 3,000 kilometers. And you got to understand, this route is a real workhorse, a major artery connecting business travelers, families, you name it. That makes it the perfect test case for a budget airline on a mid-range international flight.
The travel experience doesn't start when you board the plane. It starts the moment you get to the airport. And our journey today kicks off at a place that is, well, it's pretty much the undisputed champion, the gold standard for travelers and AV geeks everywhere, Singapore's Changi Airport.
I mean, let's be real. Changi isn't just an airport. It's practically a tourist destination. You've got the world-famous rain vortex at the Jewel, these beautiful indoor gardens, luxury shopping, the whole shebang. And on the practical side, the automated passport control is just mind-blowingly efficient. The whole place is designed to make your time there easy and, believe it or not, actually fun.
So yeah, it's an absolute no-brainer. This gets a perfect score from me, a solid 5 out of 5. Seriously, from an av geek's perspective, thinking about operations, efficiency, and just the passenger experience, it just doesn't get any better than this. It's incredible.
Okay, so Changi has definitely set the bar sky high. Now it's time to see how the actual airline experience holds up. Let's head to the gate, get on board, and see what IndiGo is all about on this A320neo. The boarding process was actually a masterclass in efficiency. This is how low-cost carriers should do it. They used super clear group calls, so there was none of that chaotic crowding at the gate. We were on the plane and settled into that familiar 3-3 economy layout in no time. Smooth, simple, and no drama. Just what you want.
And then, my favorite part. Taking off from Singapore at night is just wow. It's an absolute treat. If you can, snag a window seat for this one. You get this breathtaking view of the whole city lit up, with all the ships in the harbor looking like little stars. And then you just climb and climb up to our cruising altitude of 35,000 feet. A truly spectacular way to start a flight.
Okay, so once we're up at cruising altitude, this is where the low-cost carrier model really shows itself. Your ticket gets you what's most important, a seat and a safe flight. Simple as that. Anything extra, a sandwich, a coffee, some snacks, that's all on the buy on board menu. It's the classic trade-off, right? No frills, but a much more affordable ticket. So now we're all settled in for the main part of the flight, just cruising high above the Bay of Bengal. This is where we'll be for the next few hours.
And this is exactly why you always try to get a window seat. Flying west like this in the evening means you get a front row seat to the most incredible sunsets over the ocean. The whole sky just erupts in shades of orange and purple. Honestly, it's moments like these. This is what being an AV geek is all about.
But of course, all good things come to an end. Pretty soon the captain comes on and we start our descent. So let's flip the script and talk about the arrival experience on the other side at Chennai International.
And really, this is a classic tale of two airports. We started our day at Changi, a perfect 5 out of 5. We're landing in Chennai, which I gave a 3.8. Now, don't get me wrong, it's a totally functional and modern airport, but the contrast really highlights the different levels of passenger experience you can have, all in one single journey.
So what does that 3.8 actually feel like when you're there? Well, the biggest thing is that the immigration lines can be a bit long, so you just have to be prepared for a little wait. But on the bright side, I was really impressed with how fast the bags came out. They were on the carousel in like 15 to 20 minutes. And getting out of there is super easy. You've got taxis, ride shares, and even a metro stop right at the airport. All right, so we've landed, we're through the airport, and we're officially in Chennai. Now it's time for the final debrief. What's the verdict on the whole experience? Okay, let's break it all down. The highlights? The flight was right on time, boarding was incredibly smooth, and the crew was friendly and professional. The drawbacks? Well, they're exactly what you'd expect from a low-cost carrier. The legroom isn't great, and you're paying for any extras you want. It's a textbook, no-frills flight, and it does that job really well.
So what's my final rating for the flight itself? I'm giving it a solid 4 out of 5. Why? Because it delivers exactly what it promises. It's a reliable, efficient, and affordable way to get between two huge cities. For a 4-hour flight where you just want to get there, it's a fantastic choice.
At the end of the day, a flight like this really brings up that classic travel question we all face. It's all about balancing cost and comfort. And that gets me thinking, what about you? When you book a flight, what's your top priority? Is it all about giving the absolute lowest price no matter what? Or are you happy to spend a bit more for some extra comfort along the way?